Hello there, internet friends, and welcome to episode number 107 of FinalBossTV. Today is the year-end special wrap-up video. We didn't have a special in 2014 for whatever reason. I just couldn't get one scheduled, or it didn't work out. I don't know. We had one in 2013 though, and two of those guests are back, and I'm adding a touch of a little bit extra today to just talk about this year and talk about 2016 and BlizzCon and Legion and I don't know, whatever else comes up. The show notes for these are the smallest I have ever written, but that's because it's a wrap-up episode. We'll kind of have it as it goes. But today, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legendary Nobbler of lore himself. Nobbel is here. I'm also joined by a dirty, filthy hunter casual. And then we're also joined, if you checked Twitter earlier today, by Santa Train!
Ho, 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 ho!
Oh, what's that? Oh my goodness. You better watch out, and you better not cry, or you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Train is a-comin' to town.
Ho, 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 ho!
And he's making a fist and swinging it twice and doesn't really care which raid boss he fights. Santa Train is a-comin' to town.
Fortune cookies say.
And he sees you when you're raiding, and he knows when you're about to wipe. And he knows if you've popped bloodlust early, so please don't perpetuate that stereotype. Oh, you better watch out, and you better not cry, you better not pout, oh, I'm telling you why. The Santa Train is a-comin' to town. One more time, Santa Train, one more time.
Let's do it.
Santa Train is a-comin' to town.
Ho, 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 ho!
Oh, you gotta, oh, you can't go wrong with Santa Train. You can't go wrong with Santa Train.
Thank you, Brutall.
Best thing ever.
Oh,
Best
yes.
man ever.
And for you, I have a fortune cookie, Brutall.
Oh, it gets even...
Really? Thank you. I feel honored.
A tree druid who enjoys twerking is called Miley Cypress. Oh, ho, 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 ho! Yes, 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 yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Well, I have to add a... I'm just waiting for chat to catch up. One infinite supply of bongos.
Yes,
10,000 tacos.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Fresh Kid gave you a -6 bongos. We know who's going in the timeout chair.
No, that's what I like to see. I like to see negative, horrible bongos. Because as you guys know, a raider who cheeses the meters is not very Gouda. Gouda cheese, but he's not very good. Oh! Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's all we're here for, by the way.
Say Gouda, really?
What, Gouda?
Gouda.
There's a G there, sir.
Gouda.
Gouda.
I don't...
No?
The Dutchman doesn't get it. It's lost in translation.
Yes, it is.
It's that crazy Dutchman. You know, I was over there at your place last night.
Oh, at my place. Oh, that
Yes.
was you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I flew over. That was me on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice that you had 5 druids sitting in a moonwell, which is called a hot tub. Because they're druids. Oh!
When they became a bubble bath, right?
Yes. All right.
Okay, so I'm out already. I'm done. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Lost control like 5 minutes in. That's totally
That's
okay.
right.
I don't...
Good old Santa Train.
Good old
That's
Santa
right.
Train.
Hey, Bait, do you mind if I read something real quick?
What? Maybe, yes, go for it.
This may look a little familiar to you guys. I received a card in the mail on the day after Christmas, and it
Mm.
happened to be a day late Christmas present from Bay. It was a Taco Bell gift card, and he sent me a card. Now, I want to read you guys this card real quick. It's really quite touching. Dearest Brutal, and yes, he did write the word dearest. I hope this small payment of a $250 Taco Bell gift card can begin to repair the damage I have caused to you and everyone that's ever watched me on Twitch for playing an Enhancement Shaman for as long as I have. Thank you for showing me the error of my ways. Thank you for educating me on how to DPS and raid properly. I want you to know, from me to you, in my own handwriting, how much I respect, love, and admire you, and most importantly of all, how much I look forward to learning from you in Legion as I transition to a Hunter, the best class in the game. With love, Bay. Soon to be, Bay the Hunter. So I want to thank you publicly, Bay, for a wonderful card and, of course, a sizable donation to the top. And I'm looking forward to teaching you everything I know, buddy.
I mean, what can I do, man? I gotta, I've realized the error of my ways, and I just have. I mean, Coltrane led the change to Hunter because I have to follow in his footsteps as well. He's my mentor after all.
How dare you? How dare you? I was forced to play Hunter, but then I just ended up loving it. So I'm sorry.
Awful. Baymanship Hunter.
Awfully good.
Awfully good.
Awfully good.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to take this right now. My first show note.
I severely miss Anna right now. I miss
Wow.
Paladin representation.
Oh, you missed the pally help. Oh, I get you. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That's very true. Well, my first show note was talking about BlizzCon 2015.
Ooh.
So
75% of the people that they see on the screen right now were there.
this is true.
But Solid Quarter decided to say screw it. Didn't want to meet you guys.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I was making runs. All right, Rudolph, that guy, he's a real pain in the butt. He scratches the carpet. I had to get him ready for the trip. But apparently you had BlizzCon. So what do you want? Do you want presents like that from Bay, or do you want BlizzCon? Choose your choice.
Pick your poison, right?
Pick your
Right.
poison. That's
Oh,
right. But how was BlizzCon 2015 for you fellas? Bay, was it everything you wanted it to be?
So it was my third, and it was probably the busiest one I've been, mostly because there's more people that ever went, right? Because it was Nobbel's first. It was Brutal's first as well.
Yeah.
So just flying around and getting to talk to people and recording the base take stuff and just bumping into all these different folks. So no, it was awesome. It was a weird one for I think World of Warcraft. I think all of us sort of feel like we knew Legion was coming because of Gamescom, which is fine that they announced it not at BlizzCon. But then when you get there to the final reveal, you're just like, oh, that's what they told us. So
I think even with that being said, there was still a lot that we learned, and still a lot that
sure.
I'm looking forward to about Legion. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things to where before that August announcement, I think it was around August or September, I was expecting it to be announced at BlizzCon. And so I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to freak out at BlizzCon about a WoW expansion reveal. But that being said, I mean, it was still a monumental experience, There was I've never experienced anything quite like it before. And if anyone out there that's listening has never been to BlizzCon, save your pennies, put forth the effort, get out there sometime in the near future. It is amazing. It is.
And this was
absolutely
your
amazing.
first, Brutal, right?
It was, but not my last. Knock on wood.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then Nobbel was your first as well, too, right, buddy? It was your first time to
Yep.
fly across the world.
11 hours plus, man. Was amazing. But I have to agree, if you can get to BlizzCon, don't go there for information or, announcement or whatnot, but go there to meet guildies or friends or community managers or simply content creators, because BlizzCon is the place to be. It is so much fun. I had the time of my life there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially the drinking. Drinking was a good part.
That was an everyday affair for you, right?
Every single day.
Goodness.
Well,
me.
I think with Nobbel, you don't need BlizzCon for that to happen.
No.
I mean, that's
No,
pretty much.
true, but it's it's an excuse to get together and then, okay, it's over, let's head back to the pool and, have a bit of fun. And the Hilton after party was amazing. I went to all the parties, or nearly all of them.
Mm.
And funny enough, the one that was the most fun was where people made their own party. The bar had no lines. You could do whatever you wanted. And that was the best party, in my opinion.
That's excellent. That's awesome. Well, especially quick access to the bar is always good.
And we ended up with 16 Coronas, and the people started to steal our drinks. It's like, whoops.
Wow. Yeah, that's intense.
But that is really the main point of it, because going for like the announcements and stuff is fine. People always ask for BlizzCon to be like more than 2 days, right? I think if it was 3 days to spread out the announcements, maybe, so you get like 1 or 2 a day, because really you go to not even be at the convention to some degree, because you're going to the hotels, you're going to people's rooms, you're going out to eat with people, you're going to like meet in the area, right? Because you know people are there to meet on in the first place, but. It feels, yeah, after the first day when you get like the 2 big like Warcraft panels, at least for me or for us maybe, that's about all like the paneling you may do. So, because I didn't really tour any of the esports stuff really. So, all of that after that was just bumping into.
There's not enough time, huh?
Right. Yeah. That's why people want it to be 3 days. So they can spread the tournaments out to not have the conflicting time with like just meeting people and fans and hang out with your friends that are there. So, because they had like 2 tournaments at the same time in both the rooms. You can't go to everything. There's no way. So, no way at all. But anything that really stuck out to you, Brutall, when you went to BlizzCon?
I mean, it was so positive. It was overwhelming in a positive sense. There was so much that I was looking forward to. There were so many people that I was looking forward to meeting. There were so many experiences that I wanted to experience. And as much as I wanted to do and as much as I wanted to accomplish, even though it was a lot of stuff to absorb, it wasn't too much. Like, I wanted more. I wanted to see more people, see more panels. I wanted to learn more. Everything, I know this is just a really gimpy way of explaining it, but there was just so much that went right. I can't complain. I loved every bit of it from start to finish. I mean, my wife and I arrived there late Wednesday night, and from the moment we got to our hotel to the moment we had to leave, it was nonstop fun, and I can't complain. I have nothing to complain about. It was fantastic.
What was it like meeting your fans, man? Because you had the table set up at Con for the Storm, right?
I met all 2 of my fans, and both of them.
Oh, you liar!
Both fans were somewhat disappointed with meeting me. They said they expected me to be a little bit balder and to have tacos in hand, which sadly, you know, I can only be so bald, and they didn't allow tacos in the room. So I do want to apologize to both my fans out there. My apologies. But no, it genuinely it was an absolute wondrous experience. There is no way to truly verbalize what it's like to meet people that are genuinely happy to meet you. I remember my wife and we sat down for lunch on Friday, either Friday or Saturday, I can't remember. And we sat down at the table. We asked these 3 gentlemen if we could share their table with them. They're like, yeah, sure, sit down. And about 5 seconds after sitting down, this guy's like, are you Brutall? And I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, oh my goodness, man, I love watching your videos. I'm like, thank you. And like every single time someone recognized me, I swear I was more excited than they were, because it's so awesome meeting people that appreciate what you do and that enjoy what you do. And my perspective on everything that I do online, Twitch, YouTube, so on and so forth, I would not be able to do what I do. I wouldn't be able to accomplish what I accomplish without those people. So it's something that I take very seriously, but it's not something I would ever take for granted. So every person that I got to meet, I did my best to put forth and to show them love and respect and appreciation that I believe they deserve. So it was awesome. Again, but there are no words to truly define how it feels for people to be like, I like you more. It was really, really awesome.
Let's see here. Santa Train verdict. Nice. We're Brutall this year.
Yes.
So Koltrane, why didn't you go then? Like, just not in the schedule or what?
Are you talking to me?
I am.
Yes. No, unfortunately, I was with my papa, Papa Train, and I went fishing. Oh, Papa gone fishing every day. Gone fishing. That's what we were doing. I went fishing with my dad. He got a new boat. He was so excited. It didn't work. Cool. And he finally got it all set up. He was super excited. He was like a little kid on Christmas. Because when I was a child, and I wasn't tending to reindeer and all that BS, I used to go fishing with my pops all the time. We did it all the time as a kid, and it was kind of a thing, and he wanted to do it again, and we're all excited. and it happened to be the same type around the same time. So I unfortunately was not able to go. But I will say this about BlizzCon. Leading up, knew about Legion, and I was excited. I thought, okay, cool. This sounds cool. Legion, all right, cool, cool, cool. But the panels, the details, all the stuff that was revealed is what really got me excited and pumped. When they dove into the artifact weapons and what they were like and what they were about, the little reveals about the transmog system, like little things like that, I think is really cool. And the panels themselves, and there was so much information that came out of the panels, a surprising amount. That's what got me the most excited. So so that's what I really dug about BlizzCon. Now, again, I was watching it remotely, but the panels themselves is what really got me back on the hype train for Legion. So I'm drinking, as I said, I'm drinking the Fell Kool-Aid, the Fell-Aid, and I'm excited, man. I'm really jazzed.
So you were sitting on a fishing boat and you were like, okay, let me just check out BlizzCon. Oh, yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Checking it on his phone, You get that one,
right.
Dad. I'm going to check something real quick. Oh.
Yes. Let me reel in this delicious bass. And it's like, oh, look at that. Transmog.
Indeed. You say little transmog thing, but that whole panel that was talking all the new features, and then transmog came up, and like the whole hall just exploded. That
Still
one
don't understand that response, man.
Right?
It's like, oh, yay, we get more inventory space. And I'm like, guys, did you listen Artifacts? Like, did you listen Legion? Nope. Transmog system. That's where it's at. Everybody woke up. It's cool.
Yep, that's where you got everybody.
I will say, not to beat a dead horse, but whatever. I think the crowd truly and legitimately was the loudest during the transmog announcements. It was unreal. It was unreal.
Absolutely.
Like, the crowd came alive. The roar was deafening when transmog was spoken of. It was a remarkable thing to take witness.
It's a brilliant thing to do. It's especially with the quest rewards. When they announced that, that's when I went nuts and scared all the fish. When they said that, like, if you chose the left reward because it's worth more gold, like the plate, then you still get the right reward. Like, what? And what a great way to, like, inventory space. Like, I've got so much crap. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I've got so much, I don't know, Santa stuff in my bag here that I've saved because one day I'm going to transmog this piece of armor, which I never have in the 10 years, but one day I just might. So I'm going to hold on to it. And I love it that I can now sell all that stuff and delete it and start over. So I'm very, very happy about that.
That's very true. And to wrap it up with BlizzCon, then, Nobbel, you had your first experience, and then you also did a huge fan meetup and stuff. I don't know, how was your whole BlizzCon 2015, sir?
The whole thing. Do you got an hour or two?
Yeah, let's go.
Did you see the video or not?
Yeah, no, I watched your 48-minute video where you walked through all your pictures and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. That might be
But a big
different.
fan meetup, we didn't really do that. We Preach actually advised me to get a table. And I was like, nah, there's probably not enough people that actually want that. And I was like, nah, it's my first BlizzCon. Let's just, take it nice and easy. But over the course of BlizzCon, I realized, like, there are a lot of people that are coming up to us. I was together with Fatboss Boys. And we were like, we should actually do something. So we decided on the second day of BlizzCon to just go to the Darkmoon Fair area. And we tweeted out, like, we're at the wolf statue for the coming hour. If you want to meet up with us, just come hang out and come over there. And surprisingly enough, a lot of people actually showed up. A lot of people were like, hey, you guys, we're looking for you all BlizzCon. And we thankfully got to sign this stuff and shake the hands and be like, hi, everybody. But if I'm going to go again next year, I'm definitely going to set up a table and, like, reserve an hour or two in advance so people know where to find me, so that I won't disappoint people that are on Twitter right now, like, we were looking for you but couldn't find you.
Right.
Because that's the whole reason why I went there, is to meet the people. And funny enough, later on, we went to the Korean barbecue with Coffee Bird and a whole big group. Babe was also with us. And right across of us were actually a couple of people who were looking for us. And it's like, oh, cool, we're eating now and we're having dinner, and it's surprising. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were everywhere. It's actually really amazing what it's the experiences you get when you just bump into somebody, like coming out of getting your ticket or going in one day. Not like when you plan something. Obviously, only so many people you can get by, and you can only talk to so many people. But it's the guy you bump into going down the stairs, or like at the Korean barbecue. That was funny. So I remember you like waving across the table too, and I was like, what's going? Oh, because that was a packed place though. But yeah, no, it's awesome.
Can we just, for the briefest of moments, Nobbel? I'm sure, I'm hopeful that you are in agreement here, but I would like to take just a brief moment to recognize an awesome thing that Bay did for myself, Nobbel, and I'm drawing a blank here. I can't remember who the other individual was, but Bay had specific badges commissioned for us that he gave to us at BlizzCon, and they were absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it was Nobbel, Latomi, and you.
Not Latomi, that's right. I couldn't remember who the third person was.
It's right there.
I got it on
They
a coffee
were-
cup, dude.
Yeah.
They were absolutely beautiful, and Bay, I want to be. I know Bay and I joke a lot, and we poke each other's ribs quite often, but that was one of the sweetest gestures you or anyone has ever done for me. It was so specific and so kind of you. And Bay had, was it Fabelina that drew them? Is that correct?
No, Fernone.
Known.
Fernone, I'm
Fernone
sorry.
drew those, yes.
Fernone drew these badges, and Bay had like my orc hunter made, and it was such a sweet thing, man. So much love, much respect for you. That was truly one of the highlights of BlizzCon for me, and I want to thank you again publicly in front of these couple of dozen people that are watching us right now.
Couple dozen, right?
Just a couple dozen people. It was so sweet of you, man. Thank you so much for doing that.
No, not at all. I mean, we had that planned for months, and then Fred and I, like, we couldn't talk about it at all. No one. And these were like her last couple she made, so like, that she'd learned so much the whole process. She wanted to show them off, so it was actually finally great to get those done. I think it's in one of the Bay's takes. I want to say it's in 3 of 5. I want to say.
Yeah, definitely watch those videos.
It's
guys.
in one of them
Really
where we recorded me giving them to the 3 of you. So yeah, I wanted to remember that. But that is just something I've built up. Maybe Koltrane would have gotten one, but Pops is important. Pops is important. So...
Santa train verdict.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, the 3rd of 5, Delphir. Yeah, okay.
So what was it for you like then, Bay? Meeting up with the fans? Did you have a time for it?
It
Oh,
was...
you also did the table thing.
Yeah, I did the table. Well, the table thing sort of was weird for me because you sort of held down my table.
You were late.
Well, I had to. No, I wasn't late. I had to go get Nixium into the hotel because he was arriving right during that period. So I had to make sure that man, who also was his first BlizzCon, got in touch with me and then get into the hotel just fine too. And I think Latomi was part of that exchange because she had to get with us to go to the thing. It all lined up because I was like mother hen for these two to kind of make sure because I mean you can see Nixium in the videos. He doesn't know what he was doing, which is totally acceptable. But yeah, I had to make sure everyone was in the right spots because we were all sharing a big old room together. So yeah, the Bay is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. It was wild though. Yeah. So that whole
You
thing
guys
was
just
great.
had the one bed, right? It was just the room.
It
with the
just
one
yes,
bed.
it was 7 of us in one bed.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Santa train verdict. Naughty. oh,
Gosh.
oh.
Yeah.
My favorite guys in the chat room, by the way. Hi, Taryn.
Oh, hi, Taryn.
Everybody.
Hello.
Oh, Terran Justice. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. For the justice is being served.
Gnomes. Gnome represent.
Mm.
Did
So
you
I
hear
guess-
about our headquarters tour, Coltrane, under the guidance of Mr. Taryn?
No, tell me.
Yeah.
We went to the chocolate factory, man. It was amazing.
Fantastic.
The chocolate factory.
It was. It felt like that. It was like, open the gate. Here we are. This is where everything happens. And like,
Taryn took us around a whole lot more places than I got to see in my very brief tour in last year. So I don't know. Taryn was like opening doors and peeking in. And can we come in? Can we go over there? And yeah, we did.
Well, in honor of Terran Justice and his support for gnomes, I have a gnome-themed fortune cookie. Fortune cookie say, a psychic gnome who escapes from prison is a small medium at large. Oh, 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 oh. Yes.
Are you okay? Santa Train, are you all right? Are you
Oh god.
are you all right?
Sorry.
Are you
Gotta get myself back together.
do you need some hot cocoa or something,
Oh
sir?
my gosh,
Do you need-
please. Give me
Li-
some more gingerbread.
Yeah. A little bit of whiskey in that hot cocoa this time?
I got a little bit of the spicy water. It's really kicking in now.
Okay, good.
Lord.
Rudolph kept me up all night. He was scratching the carpet right outside the door.
Right, I get it.
And me and the Mrs. Train up all night.
Mm.
We have
Sorry.
been asked whether or not we all plan on going to BlizzCon the next time one is held.
Ah, yes.
I'm not sure if we're going to go to this specific next one. Like, let's say there's one in 2016. We may go to. We may wait another year. Just it all depends on finances, what they're going to be announcing, or what we assume they're going to be announcing, and just various other factors. That being said, I have every intention of going to another one. Yes, but maybe not the 2016 one.
It's going to be a weird BlizzCon in 2016 because we're going to be just like right in the thick of Legion.
Right.
So, I mean, it'll be a big year, I guess, for like Overwatch. I don't know what they're going to do. That's going to be like a woo shebang. And the movie's going to be out for months by then. So,
Yeah. If you recall, I can't remember which one, but it was a fairly recent one within the past 3 or so. They had they did a BlizzCon where there wasn't an expansion announcement. They just talked about the future patches, the raids, the this, that, and the other. So they've done it before, but I think I'd rather go to one where there's an expansion looming, or an expansion that's going to be announced. So
that's true.
We'll see.
Chat says Warcraft 4.
Yeah.
Nobbel would like that a little too much.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes.
World of StarCraft.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do this.
I don't know. I don't know if that would be I don't know about that.
All right.
What about you, Nobbel? Do you have any plans on going back anytime soon?
Same situation for you. Basically, it depends on the finance. To be honest, it's a very expensive trip. For me,
you especially, yeah.
Yep. And for me, it doesn't really matter what they're gonna announce. It's I don't really go for the information there. It's more about the people that are coming. But yeah, it all depends on the time. The Warcraft movie is gonna be out around that time. I think we're also looking at a new novel. So it's just gonna be busy time all around. But if I can pay for it and if I can do it with the schedule, then for sure, in a heartbeat.
Sweet.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yes.
And Koltrane, are you gonna hop, skip, and/or jump over there?
Well, I really enjoy getting sick. So I love it. I want to shake as many hands that have had cheese blown into it. And I just want to bring on the con crud. Like, I love it. I love it.
I didn't get the con crud, so I was
Me
very
neither,
fortunate.
man.
Very
You're
fortunate.
kidding.
No,
But
I'm
then
serious.
again, I
I
emptied
tell
like
you what-
3 hand sanitizer bottles. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I had hand sanitizer on 24/7, man.
Right.
I had trained myself during the night while sleeping just to continue squeezing the hand
While
sanitizer.
sleeping?
Yeah, just it was just instinctual at that point in time.
So you were laying in a bottle of Purell at night while you were sleeping?
Yeah.
Like
Pretty much.
a tub of it?
Just a literal tub of Purell. Yep.
Wow. Well, I remember seeing in your photo, you're like, come say hi to me, Brutal, and Lady Brutal. And right in the shot is a big bottle of Purell. I was like, he's doing it right. He knows. He knows.
Done right. Don't you forget it.
This
Yes,
this broadcast is not sponsored in part by Purell. Just to put that out there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
You, Bay? Are you gonna go back?
That's the one thing I don't know about is this next year, because there sort of has to be something punchy to go for, mostly just to mitigate the expense, right?
Yeah.
Because it'll be my 4th in a row. So like I've spent money on 3 in a row now. So it depends. I don't know. We'll have to see where Legion's at. We'll have to see where the YouTube's is at and the Twitches and what we're all doing. So, but yeah, I do wonder, because the 2017 one now is like right prime for the next expansion. Everyone's always like, what's next after Legion? What's going to happen with the artifact weapons? And I'm like, don't think that far ahead. It's crazy. It's like 2.5 years from now. But
Right.
that
Well,
is
everyone's
a big...
like, ooh, Legion, cool. Okay, what happens after Legion?
Yeah, I know. It's like, we don't even have the expansion yet. We're like, oh, we're already up.
It's the end,
Makes me
man. We're
wonder-
done.
Oh, we're done? That's it? Last one?
I hate that.
Yep.
Don't get me started. It makes me wonder, just based on the timing of everything, I wonder if they're going to announce the next expansion before BlizzCon again for in 2017 or whatever it winds up being, just based on how soon it'll be arriving and whatnot.
I think that all depends on sub numbers, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Which we'll never know again.
Unless they go up again.
Do you think they'd announce it if it went back up?
I think so.
Think
To
so.
be I think so, yeah.
We were kidding. We're back up to 10 million.
Mhm.
Yeah, just...
Right. Look, everybody, 10 million. Oh, we're dropping again. Okay, hide it. Hide it.
Yeah. Get out of here with that.
Mhm.
So I guess to broaden the recap here real quick, let's go around and wrap up each of yours, I guess, 2015s. and a lot changed for all of us, or improved, or moved on, or new ventures, and how that all wrapped up with you. I'm gonna go to who wants to start? Maybe Santa Train.
Oh, hello, yes. This was a crazy year for old Coltrane. It was a year full of love, laughter, good times, and a whole heck of a lot of spicy water. But at the end of the day, I had to unfortunately leave the Convert to Raid podcast. Yes, I had to do it. It was after 4 years of love and laughter. But I was part of this great podcast, this great thing, started by Pat Crane. And it was an amazing ride. And I loved it. It was a great time. But, 4 years, that's a decent amount of time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I said this on Brutall stream. Like, everyone's like, well, what's the real reason? And I said, well, that was the real reason. It was 4 years every Sunday. And I wanted to, take a break and maybe try something new. So that's what it was. So big change for me this year was leaving the Convert to Raid podcast. And I got to admit, I've kind of enjoyed it. I've been spending my days on the beach, little mimosa, kicking back, enjoying my Sundays,
Growing out the beard.
That's right, growing out the beard. It's been good. It's been
Speaking
good.
of the beard, I see you're kind of fidgeting with the beard. You're right over there, buddy?
It's getting a little scratchy.
You don't have to keep it on the whole show, Coltrane.
I don't know. I mean, how do you, so Brutal? Clearly
Your
you
mustache
have a
seems to be
beard.
falling.
How do you even drink in this thing? I mean, this is like.
I tell you what, that is
a bird.
That is one of the things that you have to get used to with specifically with the mustache, and of course with the beard too. I'll be out, at lunch or dinner with my wife, and she'll be like, "Hey," and I'll do this, and you'll see just food flying off from different. Oops, I hit the mic. Food flying off in different directions and whatnot. So.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, this is just outrageous. I can't imagine this every day. I mean, my goodness, the amount of food and stuff. I mean, let alone tacos. How are you eating tacos?
I tell you what, you do accumulate enough to really have a fourth meal by the end of the day. So you just
that's
disgusting.
Nicely done.
It's
Sanitary
insulated
verdicts.
so it stays warm.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just after he eats there, he brings whatever he forgets to eat home with him in the beard.
Right, like a little midnight snack. When he's laying there with his Purell, he can just like a little nibble. A little nibble.
Right.
But it's been a good year. I really enjoyed 2015. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to 2016. Should be a good year. Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobbel, what about you, sir? How was your 2015? I know you kind of wrapped this up in your champagne this year wine toast little video.
No. Yeah. Rosé.
Little bit. Yeah.
How was 2015? On a personal level, it was full of hard choices. But on a professional level, it's been better than ever, man. Like, YouTube is growing madly. Twitch is going incredibly well. We got a t-shirt going on. Lots of people found a way to the Twitter and the Facebook. We did the BlizzCon thing. I couldn't wish for much more, to be honest. It's been an amazing. We did the highlight or spotlight on the WoW website.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft actually recognized it.
Right.
That was amazing. It was also thanks to the fans, because I saw it tweeted out and they were like, "Who do you want to see in the spotlight?"
Kudos to you, by the way.
Is there like a little bit of...
Kudos to the fans, mate. They were the ones who were like recommending me to do it, and then Blizzard actually reached out to me like, "Hey, we hear a lot of good stuff about you. Would you like it?" I was like, "Yeah, I would love that."
Right.
So that was really cool. I got to work with a lot of amazing people over the year, and overall, give me this year every year, man. I'll be satisfied. Oh, man.
It was a wild ride. I mean, you're going through probably the largest... I mean, I'll bring up this right now, but you're going through probably the largest lore series you've ever made. I mean, you did the history of Warcraft video last
in a
year.
nutshell. Yeah.
So this year now is your Arthas, Lich King, Ner'zhul, everything story, but it has been going on now for like a month and a half.
Yeah, pretty much. We're on. We did 3 parts for Arthas, 2 parts for Ner'zhul, so that's 5 weeks in total, and then the Lich King, which is going to be 4 parts, which is 9 weeks. It was almost within 2015. It's just gonna go 1 week into 2016.
Right.
But that's my baby, man. That's people have been requesting that story for so long. I thought I got to do this right. I got a bunch of machinima artists in there. I got a bunch of voice actors in there. And all of that got the story to life. And I really, really hope that shows in the story itself. I think the full version in total is like over 3 hours.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't think I'll ever find a story that maybe fraud is gonna be close.
Right.
But anyone close to that, I don't think it exists. Nope.
Yeah,
Well,
because you
then,
already you did it already, for the most part. So like his story wasn't even that long. So this is like the biggest undertaking you've been working on now. 'Cause you started working on the whole Arthur story around Halloween time, I want to say October-ish. So you
Yeah.
were working on stuff already.
Yep. And I finished it up. Like I did the voiceovers before BlizzCon, and then I wrapped it all up after BlizzCon. So yeah.
You were
Quite
talking about
perfect.
machinimators and voice actors real quick, and then I'll go over to Brutall because you.
Mhm.
This is I don't want to bring up Legion spoilers specifically, but you've obviously seen someone in Legion that you may have had an impact on. I'm raising my
Well,
eyebrow to you inquisitively, but you can't see it.
it's yeah, the story of Marcus, man, it's freaking amazing. The story of Marcus was a project where we got together, and I recruited Kalis, who made the entire video. For me, my role in the project was more coming up with the idea and bringing people together. We got a whole bunch of friends who did the voices for it. Kalis brought it all to life, and by the time that we made the video, there was no real model for Marcus. He did not exist in the game, so we had to invent something. So Kalis picked up a model of Jonathan Marcus, and she gave it armor. And now what happened is that Blizzard has taken Kalis, her design, her choices when it comes to the armor and model, and actually made an official Marcus model in-game, which is freaking amazing. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like a
Wow.
huge. I don't want Sharon to like be like freaked out by the whole spoiler Legion thing, but I mean it's this.
It's
from the
nothing
steamy-
new. Just it's Marcus.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, it's Marcus from the steaming romance novels. If you're not, well, even though the steamy romance novels.
Yeah.
But no, it was pretty cool to see that to come to fruition. He's in High Mountain, right?
And that I don't know. That are those details. I don't think
Oh,
we
I
want
don't-
to spoil those just yet.
I don't know where he
just know
is, so I don't know.
yeah, we know where he is. There is a story connected to it called Got Milk.
Ah.
So you fill in the
Mm.
details what's going on there.
Ugh.
Congratulations, man. That is amazing. That is fantastic. And I gotta tell you, Nobbel, it's a great thing because obviously you've got passion and you're doing something that you love, and you're doing a very, very excellent job at it. I mean, you're an example of someone that decided to do something that they wanted to do, to pursue their dreams, and have been successful with it. And it's really an inspiring and wonderful thing to see. So I think all of us here, we just say congratulations and wish you the best success. It's just been fantastic.
Are my cheeks red now? Are they red? Like, yeah, I'm very happy that my dreams have come true in that. But I always like it comes with a lot of hard work because
Sure.
you know, on a weekly basis, a lore video for 48 to 72 work hours in each video. That's a
Yeah.
lot. But it also comes down to a lot of luck and a lot of support by the fans. I wouldn't be where I am today was it not for the fans. So a lot of credit also goes to them. And hopefully I convey to them like how thankful I am for all of it.
It's wonderful, man.
So yeah, it's
You
an amazing
definitely-
journey.
You conveyed it with your Christmas thumbnail picture
I hope so.
of you.
Yeah, that was beautiful, eh? Have you
Yeah.
seen the satanic version?
What?
You have not seen the satanic version. A
Is that-
fan of mine picked it up and just terrified me.
Like your Isaac version then, like you in the basement. Oh gosh, I gotta. I don't know if I want to see that right now.
I'll send you a link later on, mate. No
Uh
worries.
oh. All right, Ryan, how was your 2015, sir?
Much like a novel. I mean, my 2015, I met goals and I accomplished so much for me. And I'm not nearly as good looking, talented, or well loved and well received as Nobbel. Keep that in mind. But for my little tiny, extremely small and unnoticed corner of the internet, I'm so happy with what Taconia has grown into. My mornings, like I wake up every morning and I look forward to streaming. I go to bed every night looking and longing to stream the next day. And the people that I get to spend my days with, there's no one and nothing quite like it. My 2015 just wound up being about as perfect as I could possibly want it to be. I got to go to BlizzCon. My wife got to come with me. That was amazing. My beard was on point for BlizzCon. I was really happy about that.
On fleek, yeah.
That's
I consumed copious amounts of tacos. I'm really
Important.
happy about that. By the way, this Warcraft hoodie was given to me by my mom for Christmas the other day. There's been a couple people asking about that. No, I didn't want to forget about that.
Yeah.
I really have nothing to complain about. There is no reason for me to sit here and gripe or whine or cry about anything, because there's nothing that I could complain about. Everything has been exceptional, and just like Nobbel, it's not because of me. It's not because, as much as I would love for it to be, it's not because of Koltrane's sultry voice. It's because of the fact that you guys continue to support myself, Koltrane, Bade, Nobbel, anyone and everyone out there that has content and that we provide to you guys, live, recorded, or otherwise. You guys continue to make it possible. And I know it's sappy, I know it's cliche to say it, but God Almighty, please believe me and us when I say we could not do it without you guys. So my 2015, exceptional, absolutely exceptional. So I love you guys, you three,
nice.
and everyone watching, of course.
Wasn't that nice? Oh, that's nice.
It's the truth, man. There's no way. Again, there's really no way to vocalize exactly how it makes you feel as a content creator when someone says the things that they say to you at BlizzCon in person. There's no way to vocalize what it means to you as people continue to watch you and support you on your channels and in your endeavors.
Yep.
But you have to try, because they deserve to hear those vocalizations. They deserve for you to try to put those feelings into words. And as much as you may fall short in trying to accomplish something like that, there's no reason to keep it to yourself, because they deserve the praise way more than we do. It's remarkable, man. It really is. It really is.
That's nice. I got to tell you, Cryopic in the chat room says, "Oh, that's a hoodie. I thought it was just the rest of your beard with the WoW logo sprayed on."
Yeah, baby.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I'd be impressed. I'd be like, all right, then. That's not bad. Even though you did go get your beard professionionally catered to before you went to BlizzCon. So
2 weeks before, so I had grown my beard out. I stopped trimming it in June.
It was gross.
Yeah, I stopped trimming it in June. In fact, let me see if I can get a picture real quick of it. So I stopped trimming it in June of this year, June 2015, and I let it grow until mid-October. So that was what, like four months or something like that.
Where's your beard, Nobbel?
For the first time ever, I allowed another human being to bring clippers and scissors to the beard.
Damn.
And I'll admit, I was terrified, because those of you out there who grow facial hair, or who really enjoy the way even your hair looks or whatever, which I wouldn't know anything about, you know what I'm talking about when I say when someone else trims or cuts your hair, there's a little bit of fear involved. Or when someone first begins to do that, because maybe you go to a barber that you've been going to for 5 or 10 years, or a hairstylist for the same purpose. So this guy, I sat down in the barber's chair. And he's like, "So, what do you want to do?" A little bit of Kermit there. Yeah. And I'm like, "Listen, dude, I need it on point. All right, I need it to look good. I've got 2 people to impress at BlizzCon. I need this thing to look sweet."
Me and his wife.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's probably a little, but
yeah, you can see it.
Ooh,
right there. So
that's on fleek.
Really, just shaped it so perfectly. It was glorious. I was so happy with it. And I went back a couple of weeks ago just to kind of get it trimmed again, because it was getting a little out of hand.
Same guy?
Yeah, same guy. His name's Charlie. Shout out to Charlie.
There it is.
Charlie.
There it is.
But no, he did a fantastic job. So I will be going back there probably throughout 2016, just to keep things nice and organized. And on top of all that, so I told my wife, I warned my wife, all right? I'm like, "Listen, Amanda, baby, sweetie pie."
All that.
All of the things and more. I warned her that I was growing this thing out. And my beard has the tendency to just let loose and just take over. Yeah. And she's like, geez, no, I don't want you to do that. And I'm like, "It's happening. It doesn't matter what you say, it's happening. I got to get ready for BlizzCon." And so she made me promise her, and I followed through with this promise, to trim this bad boy back up, like, to bring it back up closer to the face after BlizzCon. And I did that. I went to Charlie after BlizzCon, trimmed it right up, got this thing nice and trimmed and short, came back home, and she's like, "I don't like it, grow it back out." So I get to and I get to keep it longer from now on. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, it was nice. So can't complain.
So, Koltrane, what's the history behind your beautiful white beard then? Like, do you have a guy that only gets to touch it?
Well, it's the elves, and they've got little scissors. And they really just trim the heck. They don't know what they're doing, so I say back off. Although they are trying some beard oil. Brutal, do you use beard oil?
You know, Charlie, I tell you what, I had never used any product, quote unquote. That's what my wife calls it, product, in my beard before because I just didn't care. I didn't think I needed it or whatever. But after the first trim that Charlie gave me, the shaping, if you will, we call it the shaping. He used this beard oil. He squirted it in his hand and started, just pulling down the hair. And I'm like, what are you doing exactly? He's like, well, I'm putting beard oil in your hair so that it smells good and stays nice and tight. I'm like, is that really necessary? He's like, well, you be the judge of it. And I tell you what, man, it makes a world of difference. If you guys have a lengthy beard and you've never used beard oil, it smells amazing. My wife, her nose is buried in my beard, 23 out of 24 hours a day.
Right.
So
There's oh goodness.
her nose is buried in the beard, as is my dog's.
I might have to try that because you can't see the bottom of this beard. It goes to the floor.
Floor,
So
yeah, exactly. It's
when
wavy. Like that's the thing.
yes.
Like yours is so wavy when you move
It
side to
is.
side. Yeah,
Well,
look at it.
when I'm kissing, Mrs. Claus, I mean the beard tickles her knees. Like it's that long. It goes all the way down to the floor. So I might have to see Charlie for some
Yeah,
beard
go see
oil.
Charlie. But no, the beard oil, it really does. It holds your beard in place, and it truly smells amazing.
Well, I didn't know we were going to have beard lectures
lessons.
and learning.
Yeah.
Beard lessons, yeah, Beard 101 on the show today. I mean, it's fine.
That's
That's
what we do.
It's an important thing to remember for
Fantastic.
2016.
We do.
Yeah, look forward to the future. So,
Let's not.
And for all those that are asking, where's my beard? I don't do beard, man. Beard is itchy as hell. I can't do it.
Breaking my heart over here, brother.
I'm sorry, man. I'm like, I need to shave. I get too itchy and I just need to get rid of it.
you got to fight through it. Like four days, just like power through. I think
Don't
it's fine.
forget those of you who don't feel like paying or can't afford to spend money on beard oil, which I completely understand. A nice and a good substitute for beard oil is just the grease you accumulate from Taco Bell. Grab grease from the wrapper and just let it let it seep in. It'll solidify. You won't have to wash that thing for a week, I swear. It's glorious.
That's disgusting. Santa train verdict? Naughty. Oh,
Oh
you're
god.
sick to my stomach. Bay, please.
I know. Let's move us along. I think the only thing that I wanted to summarize up as chat reacts to that because of the delay is
Pull it together, babe.
I'm trying, but a bunch of my regulars, a lot of the viewers that have been on my channel for a very, very long time, they hid something from me for like 2 months almost. They put together I've been sitting in this same chair that I'm sitting in right now, probably since I moved into this house, so almost like 4 years. I think I had it in my old apartment. So it suffered through all of my college nights, so it's probably about 5 or 6 years old now. And, after a while, you sit in these chairs, kind of like, all right, time for a new one. But a bunch of my viewers put together a GoFundMe to buy Bay a chair.
That's so awesome.
And so I have a rather expensive, like, professional chair coming to me as my Christmas present because obviously I sit here all day. So they think about my butt a lot, apparently.
Yeah, is that what they dream of?
That's apparently what it is. They put together a lot of money to comfort my derriere here. So
That's amazing, man.
yeah. So I think I wonder. There are points when not a DX racer. There are points when I think you sort of realize what your community or your friends that you've made. That's why I call everyone internet friends, because we're all on this big internet couch together playing video games, which is weird how that's like a thing that's like become socially acceptable to some degree lately. Well, it's still kind of weird. You tell your parents what you're doing, they're like, "You do what?" But I think there is a point when you have to realize you're doing something right, because when a whole bunch of your viewers literally buy you a chair so that you're more comfortable sitting here talking crap on the internet and playing video games poorly, and obviously, Ryan's gonna wait for it and playing an enhancement shaman.
You suck.
Yeah, then I think you've realized that you've done something right. Maybe you've.
That's excellent, man.
No, it again.
That final boss booty.
Yeah.
Time to beat the dead horse again. But like you said, it really just goes back to the people who tune in regularly or even irregularly. Who cares, you know?
Right.
Every view matters, every person matters, and I don't look. You can call me cliche all you want. It's true. It's true. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. That is so cool that your viewers and your base supported your base like that. That's awesome.
Actually
base
supported my
supported your
physical
base.
base. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, another
Mhm.
highlight of 2015. Got Invincible the other day.
Oh, shut up.
Hey.
Oh.
Nobbel, did you get yours in 2015 too?
No. 2014, I think.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I'm
I heard a
only
lot of people got Invincible lately.
6
A
years
lot
late.
of people.
No big deal.
I got the Onyxia mount.
Hey!
Ooh, that's a good
Congrats.
Yeah, and I accidentally said this in guild chat. I said, "Wow, I wasn't even here for this. It was my first time."
one.
That was a mistake. I was
That
filled
was
with a
probably a
lot of
mistake.
scrolling hate in the guild chat. So
That was probably
bad.
not.
That's
it's weird. I swear.
You
Oh
can
my-
take the beard off, Coltrane.
No, I have to commit.
Okay, he's committing.
100%.
Can you get some
100%.
tape or some putty or whatever and just to hold that mustache in place?
I need more beard oil
Yeah.
and some taco fat. I'm all about the follow through, babe.
Oh,
I'm about the follow through.
gross.
That's right.
So I guess what are you guys looking forward to in 2016? I'll toss this back over here to Nobbel first. Do you have anything? I know you're finishing up the Arthur story like the first week of 2016. So I guess what's on the plate for you to tackle? Do you have any?
Nothing.
Uh,
There's literally nothing on the plate. And the reason
Oh.
for that is that I expected us to be in Legion Alpha right now.
that's true.
And I did not expect the servers to be shut down. So my planning was to finish up the story of Arthas, then focus on Alpha coverage, let that flow into a live game, and then go back to the story of. But that plan has been shattered. Now I'm going to take a week holiday during the whole New Year celebration, and then I'm going to get back to it and figure out what stories I want to tell. But there's still plenty of stories to tell. I still got to go through all the leaders. Vol'jin is high up there. Because, you know, Vol'jin. Got to tell that story.
Ooh.
And what am I looking forward to in 2016? There's the Warcraft Chronicles that's coming up. There is the Illidan novel that's coming up. There is another comic including Medivh, Lothar, and Lane that's coming up. There is the Christie Golden novel coming up. There's the Warcraft movie coming up. There's the Legion expansion coming up. 2016 is going to be a very, very busy year for the Warcraft franchise.
I'd say so. My goodness.
Yeah. Hey, he summed it up pretty well. That's why I want to go to him first. I don't know if I felt that there's this much stuff coming out for. I mean, I think it's only compounded because of the film, literally. So the buzz about that is a big deal because it sort of not necessarily makes or breaks World of Warcraft, sort of like as a broader audience, but you know, from what we've seen from the trailer or the preview stuff we saw last year, if you got to see that, is that I mean, it's like Lord of the Rings-esque big deal, and if it becomes in the public eye in a way that you can be like, oh, this is the game I'm playing for the last, decade of my existence on this planet Earth, and you'd be like, oh, it's a pretty successful movie. It must be a pretty good game. You're be like, yeah. So,
Yeah, because movie translates to video game. Like, what?
well, that's where it came from. So, but I mean, many people know about World of Warcraft. Only the people that like play the game know of it, right? So, well, there were those car commercials a couple years ago that were weird.
Yeah.
4 Wheels of Fury.
Oh man, they're doing that with Dragon Ball Z right now. There's like Ford commercials with DBs. Oh, they're weird, but I guess it happens. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Like there's 2 books, the big visualization Chronicles coming out, the movie, the game, the movie,
Another
the game, the comic, yeah.
Another comic. There are 2. There's
of,
the
like,
Warcraft
books?
Chronicles and the Medivh one.
Oh, that's the art book.
Yeah, my brother-in-law got this for me this year. It's just a giant Blizzard Entertainment book of art. It's stinking amazing. So I've been flipping through it since I got this for Christmas. But this is like at $20 at the moment at Barnes & Noble for those who care, and it's gorgeous.
This show is not sponsored by Barnes & Noble. Just
Yeah, no, thank you.
And beard oil.
And beard oil.
and tacos.
Well, it should be. If there's a beard oil sponsor out there that wants to, just finalbosswow@gmail.com. We'll talk about it.
For business inquiries.
Yes, exactly. But it's gonna be a huge. I guess there was the Night Elf Mohawk stuff. Yeah, that's very true. When they had the personality commercials a couple years ago as well. But I don't think anything hits like the media market as big as a movie doing well, because
Mhm.
it's all the rage right now. I mean, it's Star Wars, it's Marvel stuff, it's all these huge movies, Jurassic Park, all these big movies make a big whoosh in the internet pool, and Warcraft is trying to jump in. So
Yeah, but
Well,
do you
and
really
I
think that
think-
there's going to be sorry, Coltrane,
No,
is
you're
there going to be a wave of players actually going from the movie? Because I remember back in the day, like Lord of the Rings was indeed big, but the Lord of the Rings game itself did not do so well. Not the RTS, but the MMO version.
sure.
The MMO didn't come out until about 7 or so years after the original
Mm.
Lord of the Rings trilogy. So there really wasn't much of a connection there in terms of the
Yeah, that's
time.
also a thing. I wonder just if moviegoers will actually be like, oh yeah, that seems interesting. I want to play the game now.
I'm sure there'll be some transition subscriptions or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think some people will probably look at it. I don't think WoW's ever going to see a gigantic surge of new subscribers. Returning subscribers are probably more likely, but
Yeah.
probably not new ones.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, I would say that the Warcraft movie, a great thing that's going forward is that due to the Lord of the Rings movies and their success, it shows that the audience is into fantasy films. Like
Has
it can
market.
have that broad appeal.
Yeah.
But then you have movies like The Seventh Son.
Oh no!
And unfortunately, Jeff Bridges didn't bring it home with Seventh Son, and that one didn't do too well. So, but at least it does show that the fantasy epic does have a 4-quadrant value. Go ahead, Brutal.
I think we can all agree, and call me crazy here, but I'm pretty sure we are all unanimously in the same belief here. I think the one thing that would draw in more people to the Warcraft movie, and actually which would help even more people from the movie transition to the game, would be to have Coltrane voicing the trailer. I mean, there's
absolutely.
really nothing else that would draw in more
Yes.
people. Let's be honest.
It's
about it.
true. I mean,
Right.
is
We should
Taryn
just-
still in chat? Taryn, talk to your people that talk to other people. I mean, he's right here. Get
In
this.
fact, oh, I'm
You
sorry.
see this, Brutal, right here? This is Jamal. This is for you. for saying that. I'm going to send this to you for you saying that.
Thanks, buddy. Don't forget, guys, if you type !petition in Final Boss's Twitch chat, there is a petition, and we're petitioning the White House to get Coltrane voicing
Ah, it's true.
movie
It's true.
trailers. Make sure you type that in chat, and we'll
true.
make sure you do your e-sig, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
up to what, 12 million signatures so far?
More than the population of the actual game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah.
a little bit.
Absolutely,
mhm.
yeah.
Really incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's up to about 12 mil.
We commend you guys. Good job.
Yeah, I
We're
think if
fighting
we
for it.
get a couple more million, I think the president will
make-
take notice.
I make a splash then.
Yeah.
Jamal's coming your way.
Jamal.
My goodness.
That's a Yoshi. That's too good.
What
Oh
are you
my
talking about? This is Jamal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even defend.
I don't know who Yoshi is. That's copyright. This is Jamal.
It's Jamal.
He's coming to Brutal for
Oh,
saying that.
man.
Thank you, sir.
What about you, Ryan? What do you have planned for 2016?
2016, I am hoping, I am working hard toward it shaping up to be another monumental year. I want the taco family to grow. I want to make sure that we have more people that feel included than ever before. I'm not worried about having thousands of people watching me on Twitch. I'm not worried about being Nobbel-esque on YouTube. My biggest and most important concern, if you will, is making sure that when people tune in to Twitch, they feel included, they feel accepted, they can learn something, they can laugh a little bit. And I'm looking forward to, again, just getting better at that and working hard toward accomplishing that goal. I'm very fortunate in that for as few people, and I know I make a joke out of it, but truly for as few people that watch me on a regular basis, they take really good care of me and the channel, and I am blown away every month that I'm able to continue doing this for a living. And that's my intention, is to make sure I do the best that I possibly can for us to grow in the right way, in the right direction, and to keep making a positive impact and a positive influence on the world around me and the people who tune in. Woo! Definitely looking forward. Of course, I'm looking forward to Legion. Looking forward to
hope
sinking
so.
my teeth to the alpha, not the beta, since it's not out yet. And
Yeah,
don't shrug at me. Don't shrug at me, babe.
I just did. Oh, there it goes.
Looking forward to spending some time, acclimating myself to Legion. One thing I loved about Warlords of Draenor was the leveling process, and I
Sure.
leveled 8 times from 90 to 100 on the WAD beta, and I'm looking forward to replicating that process for Legion. Because as much I know there are plenty of people out there that say don't rush, it's not worth it. But for me,
Right.
I love the rush. I take my time in my alts. I kind of kind of soak it all up and take it all in when I'm leveling an alt. But for as many times as I level on the beta, I'm ready just to get there on live. For my main will be a hunter again, so I'm ready to just hit the ground running. I'm looking forward to that.
Terrible.
I know. And the Warcraft movie, of course. Man, I'm a nerd. Like I'm just looking forward to being a nerd.
Are
in
you?
26 I am, man. I am. I love being a nerd.
I need
So
some convincing.
I'm a nerd. But no, I really do. I'm just. I can't wait. It's gonna be a great year. There's so much to look forward to. I'm an optimistic guy. I can't. I just. Yeah, let's go, baby. Full steam ahead. That's what I want.
Keep it in. That's okay.
You're just
Reel it in,
pumped
baby,
for
reel
that
it in.
transmog system. That's all you're
Yeah.
excited.
He is.
Yes.
He absolutely
No,
is.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I mean, no, but truly, I'm a very simple-minded guy. I live a very simple life. I don't need anything extravagant or over the top. I just need my 2 fans, and I'll be happy. Yeah, and I'm actually hoping to expand to 3 this year.
Oh,
Hey.
well. Calm down now. All right,
Yeah,
Sparky.
I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm crossing my fingers. See how it goes.
Santa Train. Are you looking forward to your mimosas on the beach for the next 8 months before you have to go back to work?
Well, we shall see. I've actually been doing a little dibble dabble on a podcast of my own.
Pardon me.
Possibly.
Really?
Yes, I've been kind of doing a little dibble
My
and a
defibrillator.
little
Hold on.
dabble.
My defibrillator just went off.
Oh, God, hold on.
Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still really early, so that's why I don't want to talk about it. But I'll talk about it.
Oh,
So
well.
basically, the plan is I'm still in the early research phase, and I don't know, like, are people actually gonna like tune in? Are they gonna listen? Is it worth a download? So I'm
Yes.
really
Yes. Just stop. Yes.
well. We do have 12 million signatures.
That's
on
true.
these, so I'm
The
hoping
petition,
that will transfer. But no, I have an idea for something that I think could be a lot of fun, and I do miss the community interaction. I do miss the people. I do miss the chat room. I do miss that side of it. So I'm like not the smartest fish in the sea. So I'm still trying to figure out the back end stuff, like how to make a website and, how do I host this thing and what do I do? So I'm in that phase of it, and also being able to make sure I can do it the way I want to do it. So I've got a specific idea, a specific vision for it. I'm really excited about it. So I think 2016 might be the year that I kind of get this ball rolling. And there's a phrase I hear a lot, and I think it's labeled as cheesy. I think it is, but it actually spoke to me, and it said, "Don't let your dreams stay dreams."
Mm-hmm.
Just
And
do it.
yeah, so that's basically what it is. I've had these ideas and these dreams for years
Mhm.
about this thing, and I don't want to keep my dreams stay dreams. I want to actually try it. If I completely fail, at least I know I tried it. So I want to at least give it a go in 2016.
Well, not to like toot my own horn here, but I am sitting right here. I don't have a horn to toot though. But if you have any questions, Coltrane, you can feel free. I may have been doing this for like 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you might, maybe a little bit. You might have some experience.
I don't know what I'm doing even. I just put my camera on and I push this button on XSplit that says.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's right there.
I literally hit start streaming, and then I'm like, so, hello again.
That's right.
Let's do things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited and looking forward to 2016. It's something that I think could be a lot of fun and really cool to do. So yes, Bay, I might be bending your ear very, very soon.
All right. Well, don't bend it too hard. All right, just a little
You
bit.
never know.
Coltrane is your #1 fan, please. Yes. Make it happen, please.
It should be cool. It should be fun. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, if you guys, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's still in the very early, like this is like months away. It's still in the very early stages and getting everything ordered. And I want to make sure everything's right and blah, 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 and make it cool and fun and funny and interesting and blah, blah, blah. So,
I think
Now-
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
By months, you mean days, right?
yes, I mean by 4:00 today. Yes, sir.
I may only speak for myself, or maybe at least Ryan, when I say this, but I'm pretty sure you're in the category of those who can just read the phone book and we would listen.
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
That should be episode 1, literally. Just
Well, I
read the phone
appreciate
book for 45 minutes. Just see how far you get. Just go for it.
Johnny Applebaum. Jim, Apple-nitis. And I'm just going to go through all the apples.
Yeah.
Move on down to the bees. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh,
see
cool
next time.
train at night. Done.
Yes. Perfect. I think. See, there it is. Done. That's content.
That literally is that is how the internet works, Coltrane.
That's it right there. That's
Yep.
huge.
Yeah.
Podcast awards, here I come.
Yeah, exactly. #1 podcast on iTunes within like 24
there it is.
hours.
New and noteworthy. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, exactly.
I'm already someone's already subbed to you, and it's
They've
not even
already
online yet.
They've already subbed.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. All right, cool. So yeah, so that's me for 2016. So we'll see what happens.
Very awesome. Well, anything else you guys want to? Ryan, are you alive over there? You okay?
I'm good, man. I've recovered. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Anything else you want to go into real quick before I break us into the little commercial break, and then we'll talk about Legion for a bit and take some viewer questions or anything else?
What about your plans, Bay, for 2016?
Yes.
Ooh.
Give us the juice.
Wait. We already know. I read the Christmas card earlier, gentlemen.
Ah, crap.
He's going the way of the hunter.
That's right.
There's a lot to learn.
He's playing Hunter. It's quite a complex rotation, I gotta tell you.
Yo, man, those
Lot to
3.5 buttons. Woof.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotta
joking
tell you.
aside, I remember I can't remember who it was, but a few weeks back I was just reviewing Warcraft logs, and I looked at my damage distribution, and I had I think like 9 abilities, including my trinket and my stampede and stuff like that. And I looked at just an enhancement shaman. I don't remember who it was.
Right.
There were literally about 19 different things causing damage in the fight, and I just walked away. I'm like, this is why this class sucks so much.
You're not wrong, though. That's
It's
the one thing I'll
I
agree
know.
with you on the show.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not joking. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This class needs to be removed from the game.
Oh, well, I won't go that far.
It needs to be done. Gut it. Just throw it out the window. It's broken.
All right,
in
all right.
the worst way possible.
I'm patting you on the head right now in our Arcana regions, so you calm down. Calm down. It's okay. It'll be okay. My goodness. But no, what my plans, I mean, I guess the big overlooming plan is war crimes. So as many people may or may not know, Latomi is now my roommate. She lives over there now. So and we're co-writing along with this nerd. Wait, I can't point at you directly. This nerd. I'm pointing at Nobbel. There he is over there somewhere. To convert, I put out the teaser trailer last year. And from then on, we have made a ton of progress on models from concept art. I have an interview with a storyboard artist that wants to... It's like local, so I can actually talk to an artist in person for storyboard art. I am, through a really incredibly smart programmer, building a brand new Warcraft model tool that will replace Warcraft Model Viewer, as you may have used it in the past before. Yeah, it's a brand new, from the ground up, huge project. She's been working on it now for like 2+ months. It'll be ready for in January or so. It's being made for Warcrime specifically, but after we get it working properly, it will be just open source to whoever wants to use it. But it actually has some incredibly huge things where you can actually pool any environment, spell effect, model, armor set, either from your local files or from your closest server. And you just yank it right in there and pops up. Hannah showed me...
Like Model Viewer.
Right, but Model Viewer doesn't always work because they're just not... It's not kept up with all the time. We're trying to put like a new version of that out there, so...
And it's going to be Wowhead integrated? Like linking will be importing?
Linking from... Where do you mean?
Wowhead.
It doesn't work with a database. It works with literally the World of Warcraft servers. It's all API backend.
Okay.
So Hannah told me that when she was doing a testing of the Legion Alpha build, it was like 1-something million entries, right? All the new little textures and models and stuff. And she pulled up like a sprig of grass in like less than a second or so. It goes through all of it really quickly. So it's a huge that's the biggest problem with Model Viewer is like it's just slow. It's older source material, so we're trying.
Yeah, like
to build...
Cryopix says, like Model Viewer except working, basically.
Whoa, I don't want to. I'm not gonna, as the kids say, throw shade or whatever the hell.
Throw shade.
Yeah, so that's one of the huge big things that's coming out of this project is getting that, and that's for anybody. That's for everybody. It'll be available for everyone that wants to use it. So, and yeah, I don't know. People always ask me when war crimes will be a thing. I hope it comes out after BlizzCon 2016 this year. That's why I was earlier in the show. I was kind of leery on if I was going to BlizzCon 2016 because I may be working to get the final stuff done for releasing this. But and we have over 24 plus voice actors already on board. We have 3 modelers and 3 animators, and I have some paperwork to write up for actually getting, because a couple of our actors are actually like SAG actors. So a whole lot of stuff to figure out.
Because
to get
why
that up
not?
there. Well, right, of course, why not?
If you do something like you don't go small, right? Like
No.
for your first machine project, you just go all in.
Well, our first
like,
one was
new
on my
program, voice actors, whatever.
Mhm.
Be released in 10 years, everybody.
own. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, I mean, it took us 8 months to make on my own. That was our first foray, so.
That was so well done, though, man. Holy cow, that thing was amazing.
Oh, if only the new models were out. I
Love
mean,
that thing.
we did all right with the broken old human female model, but imagine with the new models now. So that's the big. I mean, Whammo's excited for it. Whammo knows what I'm talking about because he's seen and stuff about the well, he gets preferential treatment because he's like good at art apparently. I don't know, but that's my huge big project. And then of course just streaming and covering the Legion Alpha Beta when it comes out. I do all the classes 3 times. I've only done what's available because so much is like not available right now. So we'll see when that comes back up in January. We'll have everything open. The lot to test. It's a huge expansion to test though. I mean, we all kind of, between like Bellular and Nobbel and myself and Preach and everyone else is testing stuff, we all have like a different thing we're focusing on. So I can't watch Nobbel's content right now because it's all spoilers.
Test Alpha doesn't want spoilers. Like, what the frick?
Well,
You just stay in the village. You'll be like, oh yeah, that does 10 damage and that does 15 damage. No, don't spoil me.
yeah, exactly.
Please.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, man. I wouldn't spoil myself either if it wasn't part of my job. But,
Right, you do it on purpose. You're like, just give me the spoilers, give it to me. Yeah.
I have to. If I don't, I wake up the next morning on Twitter and be like, hey, have you seen this?
Oh, that's true.
And I'm like, oh, Endwin dies. Oh, that's cool. Ah, guess I know it now.
Exactly.
Spoiler right there. What?
What?
Oh my god.
He's taken to the 7th layer of hell and we need to save him from
Oh,
the clutches
man.
of Mal'Ganis.
Oh, the clutches of Mal'Ganis.
Look, babe.
He's like,
just,
nice Endwin, sweet Endwin. And Endwin's like, I love you, baby.
Don't stop propagating erotic friend fiction on my
it sounds
show.
like Marcus type stuff.
I know.
Don't worry, chat room. It's not a spoiler. It's something I came up with. I'm not gonna spoil
He
it.
made that up. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't freak out. No.
Don't worry.
Goodness.
Now, babe, I just say focus on the transmog. Just focus on.
Oh,
the
sorry. You're right. I'll just stay. That's the good
Yes.
point.
If you want to be #1 on views, likes, everything, focus on transmog.
Just the
system.
transmog system.
Yes, it's gonna be huge.
Oh goodness.
Focus on that.
People always ask me about Trivial Pursuit coming back again. I did a little Trivial Pursuit with both Nobbel and Brutall and Latome on Brutall's 24-hour live stream he just did. But there's no new Trivial Pursuit game. Like that one that's out currently ends with Mr. Pandaria, like right before it comes out. So like there's no questions from anything Warlords or anything that's newer. So it's all like antiquated and old. So once we make up all these questions, which would take a lot of time, I don't think we'll have a new Trivial Pursuit. I'd love to, but the ones that are up right now took a lot of time to plan and work on anyway. So, but
You
we'll
think
see.
Blizzard will do like a 2nd edition type
It'd
thing?
be awesome if they did.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they will one day.
Yeah,
You
one
just
day.
have to do new questions, to be honest. Like, you had that for the original Trivial Pursuit as well. You got like Disney questions, normal questions, all kinds of boxes with just cards in there.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
they need to do something. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of our focus, my focus is going to be on War Crimes. I've been just streaming and then doing the alpha beta stuff. So I don't really have a lot of time for anything else. So I might not plan any crazy episodes in 2016 outside of just the regular coverage, which we've got like 6 months of what the hell am I going to talk about on the show? Because like we'll have coverage and we'll do specials about beta, but then those episodes are really like eat them and go, because then they're done. They're all antiquated. They get patched out and everything is wrong next week. So we'll have to see. But then I've got 36 specs to talk about in Legion Junket, so that'll take me like 9 months to do. Woo!
Yeah, it's weird how your show depends on whatever Blizzard puts out in a while.
To some degree. I mean, we need to talk about
Don't
those
all
classes.
of our channels depend on that though, to some degree?
To some degree, but
Yeah.
for me, if we don't have any new expansions, I still have a backlog of a lot of stories left
True.
to tell. And even when World of Warcraft ever ends, Warcraft as a franchise can still go on in storytelling.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I was just making a joke that we all depend upon Blizzard, not just one of us. Some more than others, though.
I have no sense of
Some
humor,
more
man.
than others.
Don't you notice?
Yeah, look at the stone cold, hitman face going on. My goodness.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
very little sleep last night, so don't mind me.
Well,
I'll just be here.
yeah.
What are you up so late? What'd you do?
Transmog. He's prepping for the transmog system.
I'm saying.
Oh, my
that's all I'm
goodness.
saying. Most popular announcement at all of BlizzCon.
Yes, it was.
I guess I know what I need to focus on in 2016 then.
Mm-hmm.
Just laying it out there. Just
It's
give
very
it
true.
a little silver platter.
Alrighty. Well, I will move us. Oh goodness, why Hunter? I'm not playing a Hunter. Ryan.
Don't deny
Ryan.
feelings.
Don't deny your feelings. Search your feelings in order to be true. All right. I'm going to move us along here real quick with a bit of commercial, in-show commercial stuff, plug some things you may not have heard about, and then we'll take some questions from you all in chat to just keep the show going for another little bit here. But first up, of course, with all of the crazy testing that's going to be happening, all the spoilers or non-spoilers. Usually the site doesn't have spoilers directly on the front page. You have to click on them. But please check out MMOchampion.com, MMO-champion.com. It is, of course, the top link on my favorite page, which leads me into that in a moment. But MMO Champion posts tons of stuff for the coverage. There's tons of things. A couple of my videos on there. All the artifacts are listed on here. You can just go page by page. They've covered everything we have so far. Whenever a new build comes out, if you haven't heard of the website before, you'll know that the chunky, huge posts will be this part. Pardon me real quick, but this Overwatch teaser trailer was amazing. Anyway, continue. Check this place out. They've got the whole PvP talent calculator out there for all the specs. They've got all the artifact calculators all listed at the top here. And of course, they'll keep updating those as they go along. Everything's right here. Artifact weapons, talent calculator, class halls. They've got the talent calculator, PvP, artifact trait calculator. Everything's right here on MMO Champion. Go check out the site when you need to. Of course, please feel free to stop by Brutall's Twitch page. Oh, he's hosting us right now. That's why it freaked out. Yep. Oh, it's a commercial. I'm going to put Ryan on blast real quick. Ryan.
Who?
Ryan,
What?
You need to update your offline image, sir.
I know. I really do.
This is
I almost
some,
did it before I left for BlizzCon, but I'm like, nah, it's too much work.
This is some like MySpace level art.
No,
There's
listen.
a guy in chat that could help you out with this. His
I
name
don't
is.
have whammo in my pocket to pull
Well,
from, all right?
I could let you
All
borrow
right.
his pinky.
Okay, listen, if I had as much talent in my whole body that he has in his pinky, I'd still be a pinky full talent worth of whammo or something like that. All right,
Brutal.
that would. Yes,
Santa
Santa.
train verdict. Naughty. It's that offline image.
I know. Fix it. Goodness me. All right.
Whammo, you hear that? Whammo, I need you to get on the ball for me, buddy.
Exactly. Whammo, charge him like $400. There you
I
go.
will, Whammo, I will pay you one beard oil. That is
Yeah.
what I will pay you one.
He'd
beard
appreciate that. I think we're good. That would be great. All right. Additionally, of course, make sure you go check out Nobbel's YouTube channel. Mostly because I think with the Nobbel and Preach did a back and forth. Nobbel quizzed Preacher on lore, and then Preacher quizzed Nobbel on like PvE encounters and classes and stuff. Nobbel, this was hilarious, by the way. This was so
Preacher's
ridiculous.
idea, man. It was so much fun to do.
It was hilarious. Yeah, I don't know who won because like.
It wasn't about winning. It was about having fun.
Right, of course. It's like the winning of like an epic rap battle. Like, you know, who, I don't know, but the whole experience was ridiculous. Both your side and his.
Wow, battles of history.
Yeah. This was
Remember those?
nuts.
Yeah, I lost that. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, spoilers, Ryan. But yeah. And like you talked about earlier in the show, you're doing Arthas right now, Nobbel. You've got part 1. Right,
Check out those thumbnails for Arthas, by the way. Just look at his progression. I don't know if you can see it in good order right there.
Oh, I'd have to look. Well, you did it on purpose, right?
Yep.
So you're showing Arthas right here as like a young lad. Well, the starting off, of course, is pretty sad, but your little black and white photo here. But then, yeah, you definitely have this all planned out. That Kalis Machinima, though. Is that Kalis in part 1 again? Or was that?
Part 1 is Nixium.
Nixium.
Part 2 is, I think, Mukluk. Part 3 is Kalis, I think. No, part 3 is just the WoW, and part 1 for the Lich King is Kalis.
Delicious. So much stuff. Of course, all your coverage, all your spoiler-filled stuff for all of the Legion Alpha Beta is all right here,
linked
too.
with lore spoilers in the title. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Go check out his YouTube page. Just Nobbel87. And then, of course, you could find Koltrane. Right. There's your damn Koltrane. There's your tweet you posted. Your selfie. Oh, my gosh. You can go find him at _Koltrane on Twitter. And you're going to release when you know more about your podcast, sir? Is that what's going to
Yes,
happen?
sir. Yes.
Mm.
I will then release.
Coltrane, I gotta ask you, what's the story behind you smoking the asparagus on your profile picture?
Well, it's that's how I got these pipes, compadre. A whole lot of asparagus.
So that's the secret, eh?
Yes,
Oh, my
that is the
goodness.
secret. Start it up. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
Oh, God. Just perfect. And then, of course, back for the original thing, if you need more content about World of Warcraft or things similar to it, or you're looking for different communities, or there's Open Raid here, Asmus Robot, Icy Veins, or different websites that particularly are fashioned for a certain class or spec, that's all on the Firelord's favored community page, so go please check that out on my website at FinalBossTV. It's a whole bunch of people you may have heard about already, or you haven't heard about at all. I got still more to update to this eventually, but we'll get there soon enough. There's a whole bunch of great artists here as well, except this one down at the bottom. This one is just like, I don't know who this is. And, of course, I did post that we have something that just happened. I do this thing with Fabelina, where we have the, well, it's the Little Final Bosses line normally, but this is the holiday special one, just went up today. So if you do want to help support Final Boss TV and everything that I do here and keep me going, then get something back for yourself. You can go check out our Designed by Human store, which right now is free shipping on orders over $75, which is like a passive. I think it's always up there. But we've got Arthas and Cindy and the Eridar twins I'm wearing today, Sylvanas, and you can blame this little guy if you want to, and then the brand new one just went up right here. So that's the best way I think you can help me out here if you want to. Please feel free. Fabelina does great work. I like my artists. I have tons of ideas, but I can't draw a stick figure from a hole in the ground, which doesn't make any sense. That's the whole point, but alrighty.
I like how chat room recognized Kindy, by the way.
Some people do, yes. Even though I asked Brutall who that was, and he said Chromie or gnome.
That's definitely Chromie.
No.
I mean, I know Chromie when I see Chromie.
No, you don't.
No, you
Chromie does
don't.
not have purple hair like that.
Nope,
No,
no
you
purple hair.
She dyed it for Legion.
Oh, crap. That's
Of
right.
course.
Of course.
Duh.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's Kitty. That's Jaina's only apprentice she's ever taken.
I see.
Yes. Of course, when I premiered this first, they were like, oh, the wounds. If you know the story, of course.
So are you saying there are always and only two?
Are you trying to propagate that Jaina's a Sith Lord? So Dreadlord, and don't let Jesse Cox hear you now. Oh gosh, please. Don't let him hear you. So we have some time here to take some questions from chat and field some. I have talk about Legion for however long we can, but we sort of interweave that throughout this whole thing. So I think if chat has any questions that you guys pop up with, we have about 15 or so. We can give them our faces to read. Fell Chromie. Oh goodness.
I can actually start with I have a question that I want to ask you, Bay.
Mm.
Leading into the Legions.
Okay.
Considering the big
Not playing
change
Hunter.
that's in front of you, what spec Hunter are you planning on playing initially?
I made the mistake of trying to drink at the same time you asked me that question.
I'm just kidding. Let's get to the real questions.
No, I hope survival changes though, because right now it just feels like Retribution Paladin without Holy Power.
Oh, really? See, I haven't tested it yet, obviously.
It is. Or just like Windwalker Monk, because you're just like Mongoose Bite something else, Mongoose Bite something else, Mongoose Bite something else, Mongoose. It's really boring.
You
It
think
needs
like
something.
Melee Hunter's gonna be viable at some point?
It
I think it's too early to tell.
truly it has a potential skill cap for tons of damage though, just by propagating Mongoose Bite BS. So
I mean, here's I've been playing Hunter professionally for the past 10 months or so, and
right.
I have to say, I am a huge believer. I am a huge believer in companies like Blizzard, gaming companies, or any company, whatever, taking risks. I love when companies take risks and they break the mold and they try something, and if it's successful, then yeah. And if it's not successful, if they fail, if they fall flat on their face, then you know what?
Yeah.
Learn from it, move on. But I have to say, as much as I love them taking risks, I didn't choose to become a hunter because they are 1/3 melee. I chose to become, and I wanted to play a hunter because of their ranged DPS prowess. And while survival hasn't really been that extraordinary in Warlords of Draenor,
Right.
it's still kind of frustrating knowing that a third of my class is now melee bound.
Mhm.
It is what it is. I mean, you know, I have to kind of, you know, swallow that pill and deal with it. But it's still kind of frustrating. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not even saying that I won't enjoy it, because I'm sure they're going to work very hard in making sure that survival is going to be fun and going to be enjoyable and whatnot. But it goes back to what I just said. I didn't play and roll a hunter to be a melee class. I
And
don't
it's
know.
weird too because they announced it with the whole idea like, remember Classic, where you could find like a melee hunter? And that was not the case.
Yeah.
I feel like those that went melee back in Classic, they were, looked at like, what are you doing, fool? Go back to ranged, what are you doing? I
Yeah.
think better idea would be the Return of the Dead Zone, to be honest. Give hunters wing clip again, make them
Oh God!
move
What? No! What
around.
are you doing? No! Stop it! Stop it!
Oh what? Oh what? You can't just stand still and range DPS from wherever in melee range.
Spit quickly.
Please
Spam
bring back
quickly.
the Dead Zone, man. And quivers and arrows. Do it.
And
No, I mean-
ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Engineering, have a profession again. That was a lot of fun, man. Like, I get that it's tedious. I get that it's something that needs fixing to what it was. But I thought it was fun. And definitely if they want to go back to the whole fantasy role, like you were living a fantasy class instead of making it melee that nobody played back in the day, make it a fantasy again. Go
Well,
get the meat for your pet. Go get the ammo for your quiver for your bow.
Let's not take it that far.
But brutal. I mean,
pump those brakes. Pump those brakes.
but with the hunter, you got 3 specs. You got your BM if you want your pets, right? You want
Which
all
I'm
your
looking-
pets
Very much looking forward to being.
covered there. You got your marksmanship if you just want your range prowess. And now for number 3, you got a little melee. You know, a little extra sauce. Like, what's wrong with what else are you gonna do? BM and marksmanship covers everything about a hunter. What's
No,
wrong with a little melee?
again, and I want to be very clear. I don't believe that it's going to. I don't think it's going to fail. I'm not saying that it should fail. I'm not saying that it's a terrible idea or anything. But again, I guess the point I'm trying to make is I didn't choose to become a hunter in hopes of becoming a melee hunter. You know, I don't necessarily want one of my specs to become melee. It's like for those of you that love playing your warlock or your mage or your rogue or your whatever. It's like, hey, by the way, now rogue has a range spec. That's actually kind of cool. We should actually have that. That actually should
That
happen.
is, you're not totally wrong though. Outlaw Rogue can technically DPS from ranged.
That should happen for the record. No, but I mean, I wanted my class to remain a strictly DPS class or ranged DPS class because I'm not a fan of melee DPSing. I don't like to be up in there DPSing a boss. I like standing back and doing my thing. And yeah, there's argument of, well, you still have 2 specs to play from range.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
face.
I know I do. I'm not saying that I don't anymore. I'm not saying that hunters aren't going to be viable. They'll be fine. I'm not
Right.
worried about that. My point is, I played a hunter because they were a ranged DPS class, not 1/3 melee class.
Well, to be fair, if we go back to the fantasy for hunter in melee, there have been some known hunters for melee. Rexel, for example, he was very much in tune with his animals and his 2 weapons. So that's, definitely a thing.
I'm sure they're drawing a lot of survival from the Rexar concept.
Absolutely. But I wonder, like, there are already so many slots filled up by melee. Like, you already got to be very good to get a melee slot in raiding.
Sure,
Now the
yeah.
demon hunters are coming in with only melee.
Yeah,
I wonder
that's
why they went for another melee spec.
that's something that I think we talked about at BlizzCon, if I recall correctly, in that we have so many melee classes, not only to begin with, but the only classes that have been introduced in terms of DPS have been melee classes. Death Knight, 2 DPS melee DPS specs. Monk, a single melee DPS spec, and now Demon Hunters, melee DPS spec. So it's kind of interesting to see that they're emphasizing so much on melee DPS specs and building upon them. I don't know how many. Someone can tell me in chat, but I'm curious how many melee specs are there versus range specs at this point in time. Specs, not classes. Specs.
I mean, there are 36 in total, and there are 6 tanks. So you've got 30. You can minus 6 for healers, so you're back down to 24 now. So between that, I don't know. Chat will know, I'm sure. I mean, it's -1 melee plus add 2 melee from this expansion to go into Legion. But I don't know. Does melee really matter unless you're in like a mythic raiding guild though? Because you only get so many spots there. I don't think like heroic or normal guilds really care too much about comp which Blizzard does sort of more balance around the heroic rating scene, not the mythic rating scene. So, but
That's your territory, guys. I'm staying far away from that one.
right. Well, I mean, when Ryan jokingly jabbed about Outlaw Rogue being able to DPS from range, like they technically can. It's gonna not be viable to be actually real DPS, but and then the same thing goes for Ret, sort of, because a lot of your abilities are like 20-yard ranged, so you can sort of be a ranged Retribution Paladin too.
Which is gonna change though, right?
Well, everything will change, of course. I mean, everything's already
Yeah, but
changed
Exorcism
3
is
times.
removed, Hammer of Wrath's removed. Most
Correct.
attacks are now in range, so you're definitely up there.
No, there are a lot of ranged attack, which is what I thought they were take away from Retribution Paladin, making this like melee presence again. But that's not there yet. It feels weird that some abilities. So we don't know. I mean, so much is up in the air right now. I know they want to have like this fantasy back on all the specs to make them feel like their own little Heroes of the Storm character. Basically, each spec is, but 12 melee, not including so 13 melee, so 13. Wait.
Versus 11 ranged in Legion is what they're saying.
Ah,
Interesting.
interesting.
I mean,
A lot of melee.
It's a lot of melee, yeah.
again, we're going to see how it all plays out. I'm
Sure.
still very much. Oh my goodness, I am so looking forward to investing in my BM hunter. I love the concept of pet management. I love the idea of having this horde of animals and beasts around me to throw at a boss, and
Right.
I'm actually looking forward to dibble-dabbling on a demonology warlock for the same reason. There's still a lot to love and a lot to enjoy, so don't take my one complaint about hunters as me not looking forward to the game and the expansion. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Again, that's just my one gripe is I wish my hunter would stay a ranged DPS class instead of transitioning to a partly melee class. But whatever. I don't have all the answers. It is what it is.
Because you're not losing anything by gaining survival, though.
Right.
Because things
Exactly.
from survival just go to marksman and beast mastery.
And you can also devil's advocate. I believe I even said this a few minutes ago. Like survival hasn't really been a little bit in High Mall and a little bit at the beginning of
it's like
BRF.
PvP spec right now, right?
Right, like survival was helpful on a few fights. I think Korog from High Mall. I believe I played survival for a little bit on Imperator because I was a noob at my hunter back then. I even played survival on Beastlord Darmak because for some reason I can't remember why. But that being said, so I don't really even play survival, so it doesn't really matter. It's just I don't want my fear, and I guess I haven't vocalized this well enough yet. My fear as a mythic raider, as someone who plays the game to raid, my biggest fear is come the release of Legion. The theory crafters, they come out swinging. We get the preliminary data. We start leveling and gearing and experimenting and running dungeons, and we get ready for the raids. And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, we're gonna need you to be survival. We need you to be in melee as a hunter. It is 20% better than marksmanship and 30% better than BM.
Right.
We're gonna need you to get up in that boss's butthole. And I'm like,
And
no,
you'll do it.
no,
You'll
I
do
will not.
it. And you'll like it. You'll do it and you'll like it, Brutal.
No, dagnabbit. But that's my fear. I think survival again will have. I think people will enjoy this spec. I think it'll flow nicely after they work out all the kinks and everything.
You're
And
just worried. You're just worried that, like you
I want to
said,
be melee. I do not
you're
want to
just
be a melee.
worried. You're going to get all your range that you want with your other two specs, but little Brutal here is just a little nervous and a little worried that survival might be higher DPS and he's forced to melee. That's what this is all about.
That is it. Period. That is it. Absolutely.
I mean, he's not nope and snow together. Soapboxing it.
Nope.
Snope. Thinking of Snoke from Star
Yes,
Wars there.
Star Wars.
But it's not wrong. Like, a lot is sort of really... I mean, with this expansion, to me, as a whole, from every spec, obviously because of the artifact system, is changing a lot, I think. And many people are going to have some adjusting to do. But that's the whole kind of point. Because if the game stays sort of the same, then just you won't have anything to look forward to or anything like that's forcing you to change your play style at all or forcing you to like relearn anything, and the game just gets stale. Oops. So I don't know. We'll have to see. There's a couple of questions in chat that were talking about this kind of specific stuff too, and I don't know. Like why don't Demon Hunters have a ranged class? I was like, I actually thought it was really awesome that they only gave them 2 specs because it just makes sense. They don't need to have a ranged spec for a class that doesn't need a ranged spec. So just to have one to mess up the even more tumultuous balance they'll have to figure out. So
Oh, I cannot wait for Brutall to get tested.
to get tested.
Yes, he will be
Yeah.
tested. He will be judged.
In
We will find out.
In what regard, Santa Train?
Because and I actually at this point now, I really hope survival is top DPS. For the pure satisfaction and the love, because then Brutall himself will be tested. He will be found wanting. They will say, Brutall, survival. And you know what? Well, let's not even do 20%. Let's do like 5 or 10.
Yeah.
Like 5%. And that way, then he's really got to, well, what do I do? Do I go Marks or BM or survival? And they go, well, Brutall. You know what I mean? Because I know that you're a meter chaser and you want to be at the top. So if it's
I
only
am at the top,
5%,
thank you. I am at the top.
you are at the
Oh
top.
my gosh.
So if it's only a 5% difference, I'm just, how great would that be?
Right.
Be just tested. So I'm hoping.
Like, just
survival's
enough
number
to
one.
force me to do it to stay
Yeah,
ahead.
like I wonder if you'd do it. You know what I mean? I wonder.
Yeah, I would, and that's the thing. I would absolutely. And
Hmm.
it's not just about meter chasing. I mean, I think any DPS would lie. Like any DPS who's capable of doing an extraordinary amount of damage, like arcane mages are right now, marksmanship hunters, etc. I think any DPS would lie if they said, "Well, I don't care. I don't have to be the best." No, I mean, we that's why we play. Like we want to be the best, but at
Like
the same
no one
time,
ever was, man.
What? Like no
Like
one
no
ever
one
was.
ever was. To
But at
catch
the
them
same
is
time,
our treatment.
for progression, just as much and in most cases more than doing an extraordinary amount of damage, it's about making sure that your guild overcomes that specific boss.
Right.
So for me, if a boss is a DPS check, or if that boss needs me to do a certain mechanic or handle this or handle that, kite, whatever. I mean, that's what I like to step up and do because I trust myself enough to do it. I know I'm capable of doing it. So I just hope that survival doesn't. I just hope survival dies in a fire and crashes and burns or something.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, here
Liz!
I have here's a question then for Nobbel because you tested all of the current artifact solo quest lines, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Even the healing one. Even the healing one.
well, I'm not putting you on blast for that because I know there was some awkwardness on the internet about
I went back as DPS and it was easier. What's the sense in that?
yeah. Is that are they all super unique? Because I have
No.
heard that they're not. There's some copy pasta going on, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, there are 3 artifact quest lines for now. Not all artifact quest lines are available that
No, of
are
course
pretty much copy paste with some very minor details that have changed. Some people are salty about that, but for me, I don't think it's realistic to expect 36 completely unique. I think 36, 32,
36.
something like that.
Yeah, it'll eventually be.
Completely unique artifact quest lines. I don't think that's realistic. And besides that, how many people are actually going to get these artifacts on every single character? So how many are actually going to notice it? It would have been great if everyone was as unique and awesome as all of them were. Like there are definitely some quality differences right now. Could be changed, but there are definitely quality differences. But yeah, there are a couple that are the same.
Yeah, I mean, from a dev standpoint, they obviously can't make every single one of them individualized because some
Well,
of
they
them
can.
have to be. Well,
Again, they could.
they
Like
could.
it's in their
they
power.
Could. Yeah.
But is it realistic to think so?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just weird. I wonder if that's going to be like just they're testing out certain things to then work in more of them when the next builds come out because
Could be a thing.
Right.
you're not going to see, I mean, from the average player, you're not going to experience all 36 of the quests.
I am.
So, well, I said for the average player,
Yes.
Okay.
you're kind of through
I'm
the
pretty
story
average
stuff.
though.
Yeah. Well, I think we would say filthy casual, but not average. Yeah. So it is an interesting thing because this is like the biggest. I don't know. Would you compare this to the Cataclysm like level 1 to 60 world revamp? I don't think this is like a lot more than that because they have to make so much new for only Outlaw Rogue.
I think the Cata
you know?
revamp was bigger though. Like
Yeah,
there were
sure.
those were a lot of zones that get revamped, like uniquely revamped.
New quests, tons of new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the Cata revamp was definitely bigger. But that said, like lore-wise, it makes sense. I don't want to go too far into the spoilers, but imagine Lord of the Rings. You know those riders on the horses that collect the ring.
The ring raids.
Yeah, you can imagine that they find more artifacts.
Sure.
Right? So lore-wise, it makes sense, but it would have been great if everything is unique, and they do have the power, like chat room says. But I don't think it's realistic to expect that, to be honest. And even so, like the quest line on its own is kind of fun.
Right. But Bay, you're thinking that next build, here we go, baby.
Well,
They're gonna come out with some new, some all here,
I mean,
some whole brand new stuff.
we know that the builds that we even get to test are probably weeks, if not months old at that
Sure.
point, right? So, which is weird when you write down bugs or you find things that aren't working or tooltips that are broken. You hope they get fixed in the next builds, right? So that's why I have all this stuff written down. But that's the one thing I haven't tested yet was all the artifact starter scenarios. And once I heard that some of them were like literally the same, and I was like,
Well, they're not literally the same, but they have a lot of similarities.
a lot of similarities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do wonder, because I wonder if it would be like, how crazy would it be if Blizzard actually nailed 36 individual experiences for all these different specs, though?
Yeah.
I assume it's their goal, but
Yeah, and in the end, it comes down to the same thing, right? Go find the bossy, pick up your artifact, and be done with it. It's just the setting that's different.
yeah.
The Hunter one was pretty unique. I thought that was kind of cool. But you're right, it is. I mean, but isn't that all MMOs?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
when
I mean?
you crack it down to the very basics. That's all the same.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I agree. I did find some similarities. It would be great
Yeah.
if each particular spec was unique and its own special snowflake. But it didn't bother me that much noticing the similarities, because I was like, oh, this is like the Fury one for Warrior, but it's now, But then again, though, like the protection one was actually very different. So I don't know. So we'll see. So I mean, I kind of think like Bay that maybe they're going to come out with some more unique stuff a little bit later, because you're right. This is a very old build that's months old, and maybe they'll have some new surprises. But I did know some similarities, but it didn't bother me that much, to be
We'll
honest.
have to see.
Mhm.
But Illin is back, bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler.
baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, the spoilers. I'm so sorry. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I like me some Illidan.
Oh, goodness. Anything
No.
else you guys want to bring up real
Sad
quick?
story.
Oh,
Well, if we don't have questions from the chat room, I want to ask you guys. You all tested Alpha Legion, right?
Salt in the wound, buddy. Salt in the wound.
Ryan has not.
Ryan has not.
Appreciate
You've
it.
seen stuff. Anyways,
Sure.
Brutal, for you, from your experience so far with the whole BlizzCon trip and everything, what is your expectations towards the expansion? What do you think of it so far?
Cautiously optimistic. Again, I said it earlier in the stream. I'm a very optimistic guy. I look forward to things. I enjoy things. I'm a simple man, simple-minded, and I think I'm also a big believer in Blizzard learning from their mistakes. And I think we can all agree there were a few mistakes in Warlords of Draenor.
It was a perfect expansion.
A few mistakes that may have surrounded Warlords of Draenor. So I think Blizzard, from a financial standpoint at the very least, heard loud and clear what happens when something doesn't really favor the masses, so to speak. So I think we will see Blizzard working extra hard, going the extra mile on a few different things. Do I think it'll be a perfect expansion? Absolutely not. There will be issues from a story standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. Nothing will ever be perfect. But I think we'll see Blizzard bending over backwards to try to right that wrong a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
That's like almost the same thing I said from Mop to Warlords. That's what I got. So we'll have to see.
Wait, did you say that you didn't like Mr. Pandaria?
No, going from Mop to Warlords. Because Mop ended with the year of siege with nothing to do.
Oh,
With
yeah.
all they added was like the farm, and we were like, they'll learn from their mistakes. Don't worry, dailies will totally never come back again. And then
They didn't. We got
they-
a Texas.
Oh, you're such
Yay!
you. Yeah. So
Fill up that bar, baby. Fill it up again and again and again.
and again and again. So I think that there is something that hopefully shall happen. I think it's all we can really do as players of the game is be hopeful. So and give the feedback as you are testing. If you are in a chat room of someone or a YouTube comment section of someone, please, that is throwing up stuff there. Give your opinions, give your thoughts. Get them out there in a positive manner. I've gotten some obviously there's going to be some toxic bags of butts that are out there that are incredibly nice, but you You can just
Be constructive. Constructive.
Yeah.
people.
Construct doesn't have to be positive, just constructive.
correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You, Coltrane?
I'm friggin' pumped because after the panels, I'm all jazzed, and I love that now my raid team we're talking about, the new classes or like, what do we think to do, and I am also a big fan of that. I cannot wait for like the event before the expansion, and then like, okay, now we're gonna start leveling up, and we're gonna do this. Like, I just love a brand new expansion because Warlords at the beginning, I think everyone here was like, "This is the greatest expansion."
And it was great at the beginning.
Absolutely.
It was
Really good.
All of us loved Warlords when it first came out. We were going crazy
Absolutely.
about it. Now that opinion may have changed,
Not
later
about the
on.
start though. I'm still saying that Warlords at the start was fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
And
completely
that's never
agree.
gonna change.
Yeah. The
Absolutely.
first 6 to 8 weeks was awesome, but then you
Yeah, I was-
realized that was it.
Yeah, I remember.
No, selfie cam patch.
Oh God, novel.
And
I
jukebox.
remember at the turn of the year last year when we transitioned from 14 to 15, I was still a big fan. I was an outward advocate or an outspoken advocate of garrisons even a year ago. I was like, garrisons are awesome. I got my followers. I got the missions. This is so much fun. I get ore from my mine. I get flowers from my garden.
Oh
It's
gosh.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
And then about a month after that, it's like, well, this kind of sucks. I'm not sure I like this so much anymore.
Which
It's
I
so
think
true.
that is going to be depending on how the balancing is with how your other artifacts go after you like are working on your main artifact, but you're working on your others. Like if Nobbel's working on his holy or his protection one or whatever, if Brutall starts with survival because he'll have to, and then goes to
Stop.
Marksman or BM.
Stop.
I wonder if that's their holdover content. Because it's going to be grindy. People like want to think it's going to be all sugar plums, roses, and daisies on a field, in Star Wars, but it won't be. It'll feel like the Ring does now. But that's something to work for after you've already, say, maxed out currently on the current patch what your main artifact's going to be. Max out your other artifacts. It's going to take you, weeks and weeks and weeks to do that too. So I wonder if that's going to be their string you along purpose, but you're getting something pretty cool. You're not getting like a random follower in your garrison. You click on a table and they go off and have more fun than you. You're working on an artifact, your story, you're grinding out skins and color, combinations and stuff like that. So I hope that is that feeling when we have a year from now where we're like, yeah, the artifact system was great, but we'll see.
It depends on how it's all implemented. I think it's a little bit too soon to tell.
Sure.
Because not all resource, like all the dungeons. I've heard the dungeons drop a lot of artifact power.
Right.
So that might make it a lot easier. But I'm actually looking forward to something to do, man. If they implement it right and you actually got different options in order to get the artifact power as constructively as
Sure.
you could get in all sources. Like if you go to a dungeon or you go farm rares, both of them have enough artifact power for you to make it valuable.
Or you PvP as a PvEer.
Right?
It's like, what? I tell you what.
Or hell, even more fishing, it could all be a lot of fun. Like for those that like fishing or archaeology, could do that.
Well, as you bring up fishing, there literally is a fishing artifact.
Yep.
So there's that too, yeah.
So hopefully it's going to be fun and actually something to do. And the whole follower system, like I saw a lot of drama about it. Like, oh my god, it looks like the follower system we have right now. It's alpha, everybody. It's just a placeholder right now.
That is very true. Well, gentlemen, I think we've been rattling on here. I think Coltrane's beer is about to take over his face if we don't let this this man. But I'm gonna. Oh goodness me! I am going to hit this button, everybody, and I think it is about time. There it is. Thank you all so much for being here for the end of 2015 wrap-up special. Again, my name is Adam K.K. Bay. I'm the director, host, producer around this little shindig over here. But around the table real quick, let's go to my guests who said they're with me this whole time. There, first off, it's Santa Train. You can follow him on Twitter at @the_Koltrane. Thank you so much for being on the show, sir. It's been a while. You weren't here since the Retro Raid race. It's been a while.
That's
Too
right.
long,
I appreciate
too
you
long.
having me back. It was great, man. Had a great time.
Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. Do you have maybe a fortune cookie to close us out here for you, sir?
All right. Fortune cookies say a warrior who's had too much to drink is tanked. It's like Nobbel at BlizzCon.
Ah. Speaking of that little boy right there he is. You can follow him on Twitter at Nobbel87 or YouTube at the same name. It's Nobbel87. You can find him on Stickcam, MySpace, Facebook, Imager, Nobbel87. I'm pretty sure you're all those things, right?
Everywhere, matey.
Everywhere. Thank you for the show again, sir. I just had you on with Preach, so I know I got my cooldown now is going to be like a little longer this time, but I always appreciate talking to you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
People were already talking about how your Arthas video already came out, so they can go watch that right now.
Just automatically in there.
Yeah, it is. That's my dinner. I'm going to watch that when I eat. Always. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
And there's Brutal. You can go follow him on Twitter at BrutalStatic or YouTube at BrutalStatic or Twitch at BrutalStatic, or make sure you go bug him on Twitter, though, and make sure he changes his offline image on Twitch because it's a little old. What are you doing? Ryan! Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having me, Bait. I wanna take a moment. I want you to know I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do for not only me but for the community at large here. You're quite the helper, not only to Santa but to the rest of us. So thank you for doing that, Bait. Grade A quality, sir. Grade A quality. Absolutely excellent.
Thank you for the comic relief voice.
Yeah, man, that's actually all this is just a facade.
Oh.
It's just a show.
This, the real voice.
Okay.
This is the real Brutal right here.
I knew
Believe it or not.
I knew it! Goodness me. Thank you all so much for being on the show today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are new to the show, make sure you hit that follow button in the bottom corner. Or if you're on YouTube right now, hello. Also, we're on iTunes and Stitcher. Just look for Final Boss TV. Real quick before we get out of here, I do have to give a shout out to my assistant producers on Patreon. Erdwin, Oscar, Deathscythe Pally, Matthew D, Zillions, and of course the very stupidly smelly Dairy. You suck the most.
Wow.
Thank you so much for your support on there and making sure that I keep doing what I'm doing here. And really close to that milestone 3, though. But next week, I don't have a show scheduled just yet because of the holiday stuff and New Year's and craziness. But stay tuned on Facebook and Twitter. I'll let you know. Of course, I have some people in the wings. We'll put together something. It depends on when the beta comes back up or if it's still alpha or whatever the hell it is. Dang it. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in the YouTube comments. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend. Happy New Year's. Merry Festivus. And trusting a seal of inevitable fate, which is going to be gold. Because that's how it always works. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you later. And bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, what the heck? Bye.